Uh, Hello YouTube, hello internet, this is the Usho, and I am just trying a new type of content. So, one of my friends has kind of inspired me to go back into making YouTube videos and all, so I thought I'd try something new. So, I wanted to bring this topic up because I feel like this is a detail a lot of us missed in the Sans fight. But before we continue with this video, I also want to say that I am not good at video essays. I tend to miss details. I tend to overspeak. I'm very just inconsistent, very bad. So, if you have any disagreements or you wanted to point out something I myself missed, please go to the comments and, let's talk about this civilly, tell me what I missed, or leave your own theories as well. And with that, let's begin, I suppose. We're going to talk about a detail that you may have missed about the Sans fight, and how this recontextualizes everything. Okay, so, I don't think we need to really give an introduction for Sans Undertale. Like, he's more popular than Undertale, I'd say, in some regards. So, the first thing we need to understand about Sans, right, is he very obviously breaks the game, right? Whereas you would have iframes, you get the best items in the game, get a lot of food for the Sans fight. This is like going in like blind, right? Because we know we've memorized the Sans fight at this rate, but still, first playthrough, blind, you tend to lose a lot, right? Sans will break the game in so many ways. He will attack first, he will use karmic retribution, he will bypass iframes, do damage per frame, which is really cancer. He will do a lot of shenanigans like that. He makes your weapons and armor useless because he just utterly negates things. He dodges. He's the only person in the underground, or the only character that can dodge. And I know there's been like allude to Asgore possibly dodging, but we're focusing on Sans here. So Sans at the moment is the only person that can dodge in Undertale, right? I don't want to get into power scaling. I'm not going to explain why he could possibly dodge or something, but we're looking at it from a meta standpoint. He can break the game. We understand that, right? It's been made very clear that he breaks the game. He throws you into attacks with telekinesis, and in second phase, he changes the attacks midway to have multiple attacks, which is insane to think about. So we've established that Sans' meta is breaking the game. That's what makes his fight so thematically good and all. Now, what else I want to do is I want to make an educated assumption that, there's a lot of theories that he's from Delta Rune. Let's go with the fact that he is kind of from Delta Rune, right? He is from Delta Rune. During his genocide fight, he says that he gave up trying to go back a long time ago. And getting to the surface doesn't really appeal anymore, either. See, going back a long time ago could refer to the machine he has, trying to go back to Delta Rune. Now, again, a lot of this is just BS, right? I'm just speculating here. But maybe the reason why he can't repair the machine, as Toby Fox said, none of them can repair the machine. Maybe because they need something from Delta Rune to repair it, but they were sent to this world somehow, which we'll find out in the later chapters, right? Somehow they were sent to this world in Undertale. And Sans expresses that he wants to go back, but he gave that up a long time ago. But the next best alternative would have been the surface. But as he says in this fight, that doesn't really appeal anymore either, right? Now, I'm not going to go too much into the fact whether, he's aware of resets and all that type of stuff. That's not the focus of this, right? He breaks the game, but he also yearns for freedom. Who else yearns for freedom? Asgore, Chris, Jevil, Spamton. And what do they all have in common? They break the game in some way. Does that make sense? They all want freedom in a certain way. Yes, they all want freedom, right? And they all break the game in some way. We're not talking about power scaling, how they can destroy the wall or whatever that is. We're talking about the way they break it narratively. A good example is Asgore destroys the Mercy button and has the first attack, which is something only Sans can do, right? That's the first thing. Another thing I wanted to mention is how Jevil breaks the game by completely ignoring the battle box, similar to Spamton, and using the whole screen to attack the soul. Hell, he even attacks you outside of the battle box during the cutscene, which takes Susie, Chris, and Rousey off guard, but it works initially, right? That's another thing. And then obviously, with Spamton, he kind of plays with the soul, turning big and all that stuff. He kind of breaks the battle block, all that type of stuff. It kind of symbolizes how they want to break free. I think a good thing I want to talk about here is they all want to break free, and their their things vary, right? Asgore wants to break free and free his kind, Sans wants to go back to another world and be happier, right? Hell, this even applies to Pyrus, who may want to go back and just act oblivious on purpose. Then you've got Chris, who wants to break free from the player, quite obviously, as seen in Chapter 1. I don't have to provide too much evidence for that. Then Jevil wants to break free from what he's learned. He thinks he's free, but at the same time, he kind of knows he is not. And then Spamton wants to break free from whoever is feeding him all that whatever it is, because there is an obvious sense that he is not free and he wants freedom. All these characters want freedom. All these characters have some way with playing with the soul or the game's mechanics and breaking it, right? They all want to break out for freedom. Now, with the whole Sans fight, the whole point of this is that during his telekinesis attack, right, he brings your soul outside the box. And I thought that may have been a glitch because of Toby's, coding, and he may have just gotten lazy not to change that. But one thing that's consistent is he does that when he tries with the blue eye near the end. The blue and yellow eye, right? He tries desperately to fling you out of the battle box. And the thing is, I don't know why he tried that, but he tried really hard, knowing that wasn't going to kill you, right? Because it leaves you at 1 HP, right? And thematically, you could be like, oh yeah, because you have to beat the fight, obviously. But still, why would Sans do that when he could have thrown another attack? Unless he was trying to pull something off, right? I don't know. Outlandish claim, right? But maybe he tries to glitch you outside of the screen, I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking, right? But since that fails, what he does next is he soft locks you, simply. He just soft locks you in the actual fight. His special attack is a soft lock that you can't progress with the game, right? But at the same time, it's the only time you can push the battle box to the fight button. And it's the only time where you actively have to cheat to beat another boss in the game. Because otherwise, Sans would have his turn forever. I don't think people realize how powerful that move actually is, where he soft locks it. And why do I bring all this up? The whole idea of breaking the game, that's the first thing. We know Sans' mechanics love to break the game. But at the same time, bringing the soul out of the battle box like that, we have never seen the soul, leave. At least to my knowledge, not like that, in a serious way. We've never seen it leave the battle box, right? And we've never seen such desperation with Sans. He seems to be using a lot more power. What if he tried to use a different type of special attack, but it didn't work? So instead he resorted to soft locking you. That's what I'm thinking happened. So, I think what's happening here is that, Sans is really desperate in this last fight. He's the last one that stands a chance against you, so when he's losing, he tries to break the game one last time, but it fails. So all he can do is stall until the inevitable, which is really sad. A lot of the characters in Undertale and Delta Rune are all trapped in their own regard, and they yearn for freedom. It's really sad. I just thought I'd mention that. So, yeah. Does this mean anything? No, but I thought I wanted to add this little detail, because it's a detail that you miss a lot in the Sans fight, if that makes any sense, right? It's the little details like this that you may have not noticed, and it may not have meant anything. It could have just been a buggy mess again, but I thought I'd mention something besides. I need to make some kind of content on my channel, So, yeah. Please, leave your thoughts in the comments, because I suck at this type of stuff. I don't think I made any sense. I tend to stutter. I don't have a script. I just think of what's on my mind and all that, and I talk. But if you made it this far, please, 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 leave your theories. in the comments of what you think, or just upgrade mine or correct me. Just in a really respectful way, please. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching this far, and I hope your day gets better.